These are the ongoing video logs chronicling the adventures of the starship pilot Sir Livingston. Welcome to Explorer's Log.
Hey there, my name's Johnny Pugh, in-game character name Sir Livingston, and right now I'm in my home system, Niswa. This is where I'm living in Lowsec. I've been living out here in Lowsec for over 3 months now, and I wanted to take you on a little, I would say, what is it like for me to explore out here post-Odyssey looking for relic and data sites. So, here I am in my home system. I just logged in. Here's the fit I'm using. Quickly, I'll go through it. Core Probe Launcher, Covert Ops Cloak, Micro Warp Drive, Relic Analyzer, Data Analyzer, Cargo Scanner, Range Finding Array, Warp Core Stabs, and 2 Gravity Capacitor upgrades. And I don't want to go over my fits every single time because some people ask me for the fits to go over them, and I know a lot of people have already seen it, so it's kind of difficult to find the balance there. But here we are. I just logged on. I'm going to undock and go look for my first site. And I'm not going to record the running of the site, I'm going to record the process by which I explore, the probing aspect. So I'm undocking. Here we go. Alright, so station is clear for the moment. See, I can zoom out, station's clear. Our home system, 2 signatures in the home system. So the benefit of living in Lowsec is as soon as you undock, you can get started. 1 rifter on. My short scan's up. My directional scanner. Okay. So I worked my instant undock, and I'm going to drop my probes. And by the way, you can now cloak immediately after probes, dropping probes. Probes do no longer prevent you from cloaking. Okay, so I just cloaked up immediately. And now I'm going right into probing mode. Since the signatures are very easily seen where they are, I'm going to go right into pinpoint mode and move it right on top of a celestial object. We'll see if I can do this even faster. Let's see. There we go. And the reason I want to show this is because this is how easy it is for me to explore in Lowsec, living out here with a faction warfare PvP corporation, and living out here as a criminal. Okay, so you see how I did that? I eliminated that signature from, it was a wormhole by the way, in just 1 probe scan. So if you know what you're doing, you can do this very quickly, and it can become a very profitable side activity for you, or full-time activity for you if you want. Okay, usually I'll go through a couple systems, probe down all the sites in those 2 systems, then go back and forth and run the sites. I don't usually just probe 1 system then continue and run the site. I probe a couple systems, then go back and run the sites. That way I can get more intel on the surrounding people. Another wormhole. Okay, so both of those were wormholes. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into Notarus. Notarus is a dead-end system that we have very good control over, us QCats. So I'm going to jump into Notarus and see if you can find any relic or data sites in there. That's all I'm looking for. Wormholes, I'm ignoring. Combats, I'm not ignoring. I'm saving them for later so I can come back and run them if I have the time. But for relic and data sites, that's what I'm looking for. Here we go. Now, if you were not friendly to us, going into a dead-end system like Notarus is a bad idea. Just to put it politely, it's a really bad idea. Let's go ahead and warp to a planet here so I can reload my probes. And the reason why I want to do these kind of videos, someone asked me to show what is it like for me to go around probing, and I need to, it's really difficult being a 3.5 year plus player of EVE. It's difficult for me at this time to put myself in the mindset of a new player and think about what does that person want to see, what do they need to see. It's also about finding a balance. Like, I don't want to constantly show new player type content, new player videos, stuff that's geared towards younger players who are inexperienced in a certain aspect of the game. I don't want to do that because if I do that, what about the veterans? What about the players around my age who want to see content about, you know, something relevant to them? Because exploration content, going over how to do things, isn't necessarily interesting to people who have already done those things and who already mastered it. So, oh, another wormhole. Ignore it. And we got one more signature to look at. The benefit of using a T2 Cove Ops is that it has better scanning bonuses than T1 frigates, T1 probing frigates, so you can eliminate signatures far quicker. Another wormhole. Ignore. So, 2 systems, all full of wormholes, and we are going to go back to Nisua and jump into the neighboring system, Huri. And since I've lived around here in Losec, you know, that's the benefit of picking an area and calling it your home and living there, is that you can have a visual map, a map in your mind of the system, so you don't have to reference a map, star system map or anything. You can just quickly go through it in your mind. That's why I like setting up home. You know, call a place, you know, your headquarters, essentially. Now, I would usually have my cargo down here in this window, but not today. Last night I was running, I was in a fleet PvPing, casual PvPing, and I had my fleet window right here. That's what I usually do. Okay, jump to Huri. Huri is like a transition system. There's no stations. Just casual faction warfare PvP happens in there mostly. See what's on direction on here. Tormentor. Right. Come on. Yeah. And we're off to Huri. Looks like we got a couple hostiles and local, one friendly. And there's a Gnosis. Ah, Gnosis is on. Wow, okay. 3 signatures in here. So I'm going to go ahead and drop my... Well, I suggest not immediately dropping probes at Stargates because that is greater incentive for a player to hunt you down. Like, put yourself in that position. You warp to a gate, you jump through, and you see all these probes at the gate. You know someone was just there and they launched probes. And to me, that's just far more motivation to go reship and probe down that person and try and find them and kill them. But if you warp to a safe spot and it's already, you launch your probes from someplace off gate, right? They can't see that your probes on grid. It's far less incentive or motivating for players to try and hunt you down. Okay, so we got 3 signatures. I'm going to quickly go through and eliminate which ones aren't any good. And in order to do this, it's nothing special, it's just first-hand experience. Go out there, undock, probe, get your experience. Eventually, you'll work out your methods. I've been probing for, I don't know how long, but that first-hand experience just can't be beat. I can teach you some tricks and things, but they're just really minor, small things that don't really... The wormhole. Small tips out to me aren't really worth an entire video to make about. But perhaps I could get a whole list of tips together and produce it as a video. Maybe. I guess that could work. And after I eliminate this system, I'm going to probably swap out to PvP for the morning, because if there's no signatures out here, someone's running through and doing them. So my 2 friends are in local still, 2 court mates. Another wormhole. Let's see what they're in. Firetail and a Tormentor. So you got all these wormholes. Wormholes everywhere. Last night I found, within just 3 systems, I found 3 relics. 3 relics and 3 systems. And I made about 50 million. Not much, but something. And compared to today, all I'm finding are wormholes, so my guess is someone came through here earlier and ran the relic and data sites already. Oh, and last night I did get some fights. I did get some kills. It was nice. Oh, a data site. Okay, I finally found one. I found a data site. Here we are. Ooh. Alright. So at least I can run a site. Good. I'm not going to run it during the video, though. That'd just be way too long. Really. Okay. So that's the process. I undock from my home system Niswa usually, and I start probing. Looking for those relic and data sites now. That's how my post-Odyssey exploration goes. If I find a combat site, I save it for later, and if it's worthy of it, if it's a worthwhile site, I'll reship to something larger and try and run that combat site. Alright, 100%. It's called the Regional Garista Backup Server. Okay, recall my probes, and we're done. What I would do at this point is warp to the site and begin running it, and of course have my directional scanner open and watching for enemies. Looks like that guy's in a Tengu, that neutral. Let's see who he is. Tengu. Well, it's a Cloaky Tengu. Even better. This has been just me showing you what I'm doing out here in Niswa. This is how my exploration activity is going these days. Until I finish my higher analyzing skills, I won't be going to nullsec. I'll be hanging out in lowsec doing these sites and casual PvPing and tag hunting in the belts and just enjoying my experience with faction warfare lowsec. Good times. I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I'll see you next time.